Stood in the tiny bathroom of our rented house in Maplewood, Ohio, clutching a pregnancy test. Two blue lines burned into my eyes, sharp as a knife to the heart. I'm Emma Carter, a 35-year-old black woman unmarried, living in a small, mostly white town where everyone knows your business and judges you for it. I was pregnant with twins, and I had no idea who the father was. My knees buckled, and I sank to the cold linoleum floor, my breath catching like I was drowning. All I could piece together was a blurry night 3 months ago at a fancy Cleveland hotel where I'd gone for a job interview. I woke up in a strange room, clothes messed up, head spinning, shame choking me. Outside, my foster mom, Mary Thompson, called me to dinner. She's raised me since I was 10 after my real mom died of cancer. Mary's white, and in Maplewood, that made us a target for whispers long before this. I shoved the test in my pocket, wiped my eyes, and forced a smile. But terror gripped me. This town, with its oak-lined streets and church steeples, doesn't forgive black women like me. If they found out I was carrying twins out of wedlock, they'd do more than gossip. They'd tear me apart, and Mary too. She worked grueling shifts at the supermarket to put me through college. How could I let her face their hate because of me? That afternoon, while helping Mom at the farmer's market, Linda Harris, the town's worst gossip, marched up, her voice slicing through the air. "Emma Carter, we know you're stealing from us farmers." My heart stopped. For 6 months, I'd used my business degree to help locals sell apples and corn to city supermarkets, getting them better prices. But Linda waved a contract, her smirk venomous. "Says here supermarkets pay $5 a pound for apples, but you only gave us $2. Where's our money, girl?" The word girl stung, a reminder of how this town saw me, not as a woman with a degree, but as a black woman they'd never trust. The market went quiet, then whispers erupted. "She's always been trouble, that one. Figures she'd steal, can't expect better." I tried to explain, my voice shaking. "That's not true, Linda. The $2 covers shipping costs. You'd only get a 50 locally." But Linda shouted, "Don't lie. We know you're kind. Always scheming." The crowd nodded, their eyes hard. Mom stood beside me, her face pale, gripping my hand. "Emma, tell them the truth," she whispered, her voice trembling. I wanted to scream I hadn't taken a cent, but their glares, laced with years of prejudice, crushed me. By evening, a mob gathered outside our house, led by Linda and Tom Reynolds, a big-shot farmer. Tom pointed at me, his voice booming. "Confess, Emma. Where's the money? Or is it for those bastard kids you're hiding?" The crowd gasped, but the word bastard wasn't the worst. Linda sneered. "I saw you buying a pregnancy test at the drugstore. A black girl like you, pregnant with no husband? You're a disgrace to this town." Someone yelled, "Go back where you came from." A pebble hit my shoulder, then another. I clutched my stomach, terrified for my babies, as Mom screamed, "Stop, she's my daughter." But their hate, fueled by my skin and my pregnancy, kept coming. Just when I thought we'd break, engines roared down the street. 3 black SUVs screeched to a stop, dust swirling like a storm. The mob froze, stunned. A tall man in a gray suit stepped out, his presence like a thunderclap. He strode toward me, his voice low but sharp as a blade. "Who dares lay a hand on Emma Carter?" I stood there, shaking. Who was this man? He said, "I'm James Dawson, CEO of Dawson Foods." Whispers spread. Dawson Foods is a giant, supplying groceries across America. James looked at me, his eyes softening, and I noticed he was black too. "Emma, you and my kids won't go through this anymore." His kids? My legs nearly gave out. "What are you talking about? I don't know you." James turned to the mob, his voice hard as steel. "Emma hasn't stolen a dime. I checked her contracts with the supermarkets. The $2 per pound is fair. It covers shipping and taxes. Without her, you'd get $1 at best." He pulled out a stack of papers and shoved them at Tom. "Receipts, invoices, all clear. Still think she's a thief because she's black?" The crowd shifted, uneasy. Linda's face paled, but she muttered, "Doesn't change what she is." James's eyes blazed. "Emma's private life is none of your business. She's carrying my twin sons, and I'll take care of them." I wanted to yell, I didn't remember him, but Mom's touch stopped me. "Emma, go with him," she whispered. "They'll never leave you alone here." The crowd parted, some ashamed, others glaring, as James led me and Mom to the SUV. As we drove off, I looked back at Maplewood, my home, now a blur of hate and shock. In the car, I turned to James, my voice breaking. "How do you know me? What happened?" He sighed, pain in his eyes. 3 months ago, at a Cleveland charity gala, we were both drugged. I don't remember much either, but my security team dug into it. Someone set us up to ruin me, and you got caught in it. I found out you were pregnant when they tracked you down. I know what it's like to be judged for your skin. I couldn't let you face this alone. My head spun. "So, my twins?" James nodded. "They're mine. I'll do a DNA test, but I know it's true, and I'll keep you safe." Mom squeezed my hand. "Emma, I'm with you, always." The SUV stopped at a grand mansion outside Cleveland. Helen Dawson, James's mom, greeted us, her brown eyes warm. "Emma, you're carrying my grandsons. You're family now." Tears stung my eyes. Hours ago, I was an outcast, hated for my skin and my pregnancy. Now, I was welcomed by people who saw me for me. That night, in a guest room smelling of lavender, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking of Mom's late nights, sewing my clothes, hiding tears when neighbors called her a race traitor for raising me. Now, I'd pulled her into this fire. I touched my belly, whispering to my twins, "I'll fight so you never know this hate." At breakfast, Helen shared stories of James. He lost his sister in a car crash 10 years ago. It made him fierce about protecting his own. I glanced at James, reading the paper, a shadow of grief in his eyes. He knew pain, like me. Then, a white woman swept in, dressed in designer clothes, her smile cold as ice. "Hello, family," she said, voice dripping venom. "Emma, James's charity case?" Helen introduced her, Laura Bennett, from Bennett Farms. My stomach sank. Bennett Farms is a big partner of Dawson Foods, and Laura was likely meant for a marriage deal. She smirked, glancing at my skin. A black girl from nowhere, pregnant with twins? Quite the story. Her words cut, but I stayed silent. Mom held my hand under the table, grounding me. That afternoon, James and I went to a private clinic for a checkup. Hearing my twins' heartbeats, strong, fast, brought tears to my eyes. James choked up too. "Two healthy boys," the doctor said. James took my hand, voice soft. "Whatever the DNA test says, I want to raise them with you." I felt his truth, not just duty, but a shared understanding of what it means to be judged. As we left, a text hit James's phone. "Those black kids won't belong here." My blood froze. James said, "I'll find who sent this. You're safe." But I knew the world we'd face wasn't kind to people like us. A week later, I went to a harvest festival hosted by Dawson Foods. James wanted to introduce me as family. In a simple dress, under the fall sun, I stood with Helen and Mom, feeling curious stares and some hostile ones. Laura was there, her eyes like knives. When James said, "Emma will lead our organic produce project," the crowd clapped, but Laura stormed off, muttering something about diversity hires. That night, Mom pulled me aside. "Emma, are you happy?" I paused. "I don't know, Mom. I just want my boys safe, and I don't want you to hurt anymore." She hugged me, voice cracking. "I'd take any pain for you, but be strong. You're not just living for yourself now." Her words lit a fire in me. Despite Maplewood's hate, Laura's threats, and the world's prejudice, I had Mom and James's family. The DNA test proved James was the father. He knelt before me saying, "I can't give you the world, but I'll give everything to protect you and our sons." I wasn't alone anymore. I wasn't the black woman Maplewood shamed, but a mom ready to fight for her kids. My story's not done. Laura and her family are still a threat, and the world won't be kind to my boys. But I'm not scared anymore. I've learned family isn't just blood, it's those who stand by you in the storm. I looked at Mom, who raised me despite the hate, and James, building a future for our sons. I touched my belly, whispering, "I'll give you a home full of love."